The 12th Absa Cape Epic began with a prologue time trial on the lower slopes of Devil's Peak and Table Mountain in Cape Town, a spectacular precursor to 7 days of hard riding through the beautiful Western Cape region of South Africa. The day belonged to the unheralded Swiss team of Fabian Geiger and Martin Goujon of Novus OMX Pro. Starting in 23rd place, the cross-country stars blitzed the 20-kilometre course in 46 minutes and 18 seconds, 18 seconds faster than marathon stage race specialists Karl Platt and Urs Huber of Team Bulls, who surprised even themselves with a hugely impressive ride. 4-time winner Christoph Sauser, teaming up with his 2013 epic winning partner Jaroslav Kulhavy, found the short, sharp climbs tough and at times needed a little push from his powerful Czech partner. The Investec-Songo-Specialized pair were third, 23 seconds back. The old adage that the race can't be won on the prologue but certainly can be lost held true for last year's third-place team, Tim Bomer and Simon Stibjan of Team Bulls, when they lost 11 minutes due to a twisted chain. The women's race was a triumph for the defending champions RECM. World marathon champion Annika Langvad of Denmark and former Swiss champion Ariane Kleinhans laid waste to their rivals with an utterly dominant ride, passing 7 teams over the 20 kilometres to finish with a lead of 3 minutes and 35 seconds over Team Ascendis Health's Robyn and Jennie Stenerhag. Goujon and Geiger were classy, but the Bulls and Investec-Songo-Specialized will be satisfied with their efforts. USN1 Crusoe and Walker fired the first salvo in what will be a tight battle for the Absa Africa jersey. Over 3.5 minutes is a significant advantage over just 20 kilometres for Team RECM in the Sasol women's category. Behind them, a minute splits second from fourth. 2 South African teams close out the top 10. Austrians Hasselbacher and Sommer have a 38-second lead in the mixed. The Dimension Data Masters saw Fitzenmeyer and Sim upset the defending champions Brenchens and Azevedo, and Barty Bucher and Heinz Zolberg were untouchable in the Grandmasters. Stage 1 is an out-and-back loop around the Elgin Valley and is a jump into the deep end. Groenlandberg, the grand dame of the epic, looms large. The rugged climb rises more than 600 metres over 9 kilometres, and there's a harsh, rocky descent. Riders explore the unique Kuchelberg biosphere before enjoying the flowing single tracks at Lebanon and Tandy and rolling back into Oak Valley Estates. The Absa Cape Epic welcomed Dimension Data as the new technology partner this year. The global IT giant provides a specialized IT infrastructure to the race, which includes high-speed internet connection, enabling riders, spectators and the large media contingent to connect to the outside world. Nothing is left to chance with a large contingent of IT experts on site to service the needs of the Absa Cape Epic. A cool autumn's morning greeted the Absa Cape Epic, with riders steeling themselves for a tough day out in the Elgin Valley. Praise Singer was a welcome distraction for the colossal task ahead. Not just a 5-star rated stage 1, but the entire 700-kilometre week. Oliver Minnick, dressed super casual, has paired up with former top 10 finisher Charles Key, hanging out with other local contenders, Evans and Knox.
I think it's going to be surprisingly hard, maybe a little bit underestimated. I think the difficult part maybe not be that climb, but will be the last 30-kilometre loop on the other side of the highway in Lebanon. Lots of short, steep, punchy climbs, plus the single track, you'll have to concentrate. So guys out there save something for the end, so things don't go wrong near the end.
It was a great feeling to be on the podium again at the Epic, and today we will see. We keep calm and watch the other riders. If we see a chance, we take it. If not, we wait.
Yeah, it's really cool that we are in a leader jersey today. It's something special, and we will fight to keep the jersey.
The real test is about to begin. Stage 1 of the 2015 Absa Cape Epic. The gun goes and the riders leave. The front row decked out in their Assos Zebra Leaders jerseys. The colour denotes each category. On overall general classification, yellow for the men, orange for Sasol women, blue for the Dimension Data Masters, green for the mixed and purple for the Grandmasters. The course today forms a loop around the Elgin Valley, which means that they'll be returning to the start again for another night at Oak Valley Wine Estate, and it's been tipped to be one of the toughest of the entire week. For the first few kilometres, the race is neutralised as the riders thread their way out of town, escorted by the Team Sasol rally car, usually driven by Gugu Zulu. This week, however, Gugu is riding a mountain bike at the Absa Cape Epic. Elgin Grabo, the town forms the hub of much of the Western Cape's deciduous fruit farming industry. flag drops and immediately the pace ramps up. The line of riders begins to stretch like an elastic band. After a relatively short prologue, they have fresh legs, so many of those seated in the first batch will try and stay with the front group for as long as possible. Johan Rabie, riding for EAI South Africa, leads the way as a contending team for the Absa African Jersey competition. The elastic is about to break as the trails get narrower and rougher. This is mountain bike stage racing at the highest level. With several multiple world champions in the field, it's a challenge for many just to hold on. In the Sasol women's category, RECM's Kleinhans and Langvad looked utterly dominant in the prologue and have made an equally good start to stage one. South African marathon champion Robyn Groot rides with former Swedish road race champion Jennie Stenerhag. In the early morning light, the Bulls put on the hurt at the front, whittling the front group down to 13 teams. Alban Lecata, with the world champions bands on his sleeves, totally in charge, with Topi Gergen teammate Christian Heineck in attendance. The grand old dame of Groenlandberg, featuring the smallest yet richest plant kingdom on earth, earning international recognition as both a global biodiversity hotspot and South Africa's newest World Heritage Site, the Kuchelberg Biosphere. With a highly threatened Renosterfeld vegetation and 87 red darter plant species, this is a prime destination for botanical tours. For stage one at the Absa Cape Epic, Groenlandberg can be divided into two sections. The first peaks at the telecommunications mast after a steady climb, with a rocky descent lying in wait to catch out the unwary. Topi Gergen drive hard at the front. The fierce yet steady pace gives them a tactical advantage. It reduces the likelihood of unwanted changes in pace, plus it puts many of the contenders' backup teams under pressure. Alban Lecata's had mixed fortunes at the race. In 2010 he wore the yellow after an electrifying win into series paired with South African Kevin Evans. Only a couple of days later he was forced to run to the line shouldering a broken bike. Shortly before the start last year he was forced to withdraw after rupturing his Achilles tendon on a skiing accident. The field has thinned out considerably. Only the finest riders in the world are present and correct here in the front group. Photographer Gary Perkin in his trademark beanie poised to capture the mood of the morning. Topi Gergen's Heineck, the defending champion. He and Lecata are looking to improve on 7th place overall after the prologue. Jaroslav Kulhavy in the thick of the action early on, showing his class and that he's the ideal candidate to help Christoph Sauser earn a record 5th win at the race. The riders approach the Dimension Data hotspot at the first peak of the day. Topi Gergen surge for the line, and only Investec-Songo-Specialized can match their immense effort. Jaroslav Kulhavy notices weakness in the field. He'll look to capitalize on that later on. The rest of the top contenders cross the line 20 seconds back. It's not a large gap so early in the race, but could prove significant later on. Kulhavy makes an adjustment to his suspension. He'll have studied the race manual and noted the rugged descents to come. The two teams push hard. Putting pressure on their rivals to chase may force them to make mistakes. Hot in pursuit is Jose Amida with his otherworldly bike handling skills. He's able to reel in the brake with his smooth and confident descending. The Spaniard proves his reputation as one of the world's finest mountain bikers. He's brought the group back together, ready for the next ascent. Leading the charge in the Grand Masters category, defending champion Heinz Zorbach of Team Mirandal BIXS KTM, riding with Barty Bucher. Leading team in the Sasol women's category, Kleinhans and Langvad. Team Exara, PwC's Mochoya and Sibona able to match their pace. Second place on the road, Stenerhag and Groot holding their own amongst this top-class field. Multiple world champion and former winner of the race, Esther Sus, is lying in third with partner Alice Pirard of Belgium, leading the 40-year-old up the climb. On the descent now. And a nasty fall by Kleinhans. Despite their caution, the race is on a knife edge. A short lapse of concentration She's up again, her adrenaline pumping, but it could have been catastrophic for the former Swiss marathon champion. Team Investec-Songo-Specialized backup team, RECM Specialized, with Nico Bell and Eric Kleinhans push hard to stay in touch with Sauser and Kulhavy. Team Topik-Ergen backup team of Jeremiah Bishop and Robert Menon have a flat. This could prove serious later on if Lecata or Heineck have a mechanical of their own. Simon Stiebjan of the Bulls backup team stays in touch with the main group. The yellow jerseys of Geiger and Goujon had a superb day out of the prologue around Table Mountain National Park. Today, less so. The sharp end tackles the traverse in the heart of the Groenlandberg. The tracks are rough and unforgiving, requiring their full suspension bikes to be optimally tuned to absorb the punishment. One of the few riders to choose a hardtail is Fabian Geiger. He struggles for traction on the technical ascent. Despite the lighter frame, he'll lose time and spend extra energy on the jagged surfaces. Heinz Zorweg working hard as he and Bucher lead the Grand Masters race. And it's a similar situation in the women's race. RECM Specialized in total control, keeping to the strategy of having Kleinhans lead Langvad up the climbs. Team Ascendis Health's Robyn de Groot and Jennie Stenerhag prepared meticulously for the Absa Cape Epic. Their efforts bearing fruit on Groenlandberg as they hold steady in second place. On the descent, it's flat out again. Kulhavy, Hamida and Van Hoots know how to keep the pace high to put pressure on the riders that have been gapped on the climb. Van Hoots navigates the sharp rocks. He's no doubt learnt a thing or two from his teammate Jose Hamida. Investec-Songo-Specialized and the Bulls pay careful attention. A puncture for Team Cargo. A calm David seals it carefully, showing his maturity. Composure required in the chase back. Worst case scenario for Topik-Ergen, 2 holes in Lecata's front tyre, plus their backup delayed by mechanical. They'll have to repair it themselves. The race sweeps by as the front runners push hard. More mechanicals, this time for multiman Maridas Van Hoots with something stuck in his rear derailleur. And disaster for Team Cargo. Wishing he'd taken heed of his own advice, Emil Lindgren is down. His body language suggests that getting back to the sharp end of the race is the least of his worries. More woes for Topik-Ergen. The damage to the tyres right near the bead, where the tyre flexes most, making it difficult for the sealant to do its work.
And we carry on, we try. Right, we put it. It's leaking by the bead also. Should we try another butt? And you have one.
It's damage control till the Czech-Austrian pair reach the tech zone where they can change the wheel.
The tech zone is not far, but hopefully the other guys are coming.
RECM have tyre issues of their own. Eric Kleinhans knows exactly what to do. Topik-Ergen chase back calmly, careful not to blow up. Waylon Wilcock and Darren Lill of Team Ready Blend, contenders for the Absa Africa jerseys. Investec-Songo-Specialized put in a big effort, distancing the Bulls. The Swiss-Czech pair throw down the gauntlet when it counts. Multivan Merida are still chasing back after Van Hoots' mechanical. With them, GC leaders Novus OMX Pro. Team USN, the young pair fighting on bravely, still in control of the Absa African jersey competition. Back in touch, the Bulls. The win surely to come from one of these two teams. Multivan Merida are less than a minute and a half back. Investec-Songo-Specialized and the Bulls will feel the pressure from behind. Back in the race, Team Topi Kurgan. They're 4 minutes back, but slowly making up time. Yellow jerseys Novosome X Pro hold on for dear life. An attack by Investec-Songo-Specialized gapped the Bulls. But all was in vain. It was Christoph Sauser's turn to puncture. The Bulls specify heavier tyres. They may run a fraction slower, but they're more robust. Their overlying strategy, no risks. Investec-Songo-Specialized chase on. Christoph Sauser and Jaroslav Kulhavy have Platt and Huber in their sights. Team Ready blend keep good company with Multivan Merida, the South Africans navigating the single track with the cross-country specialists. Topi Kurgan are marked by Novosome X Pro, the GC leaders. It's Woolcock and Lil's turn for some bad luck. The tyres lost too much air for a quick fix with the plug. They'll need to pay careful attention in repairing the damage. RECM Specialized have over 10 minutes on Team Ascendis Health and counting. Stenerhag leads Robyn de Groot towards Oak Valley's famed single-track sections. RECM are towing some of our top amateur men through the single track, just an indication of how special these athletes are. The Bulls lead with major pressure from behind. Investec-Songo-Specialized are only a few seconds back, visible on the tracks into Oak Valley. The Bulls' margin is thinning fast. Huber looks back nervously. The red mist has descended upon Jaroslav Kulhavy. Christoph Sauser hangs on. Hamida and Van Hoots too are gaining time on the leaders. They're on track for third today. The moment of truth for the Bulls. Investec-Songo-Specialized catch the German-Swiss pair, neutralizing their advantage. Sauser and Kulhavy take a moment to consolidate after a hard chase. Jaroslav Kulhavy and Christoph Sauser have gapped the Bulls, leaving them to fight on alone and to hold off the challenge of Multivan Merida. Hamida and Van Hoots apply the horsepower, the smell of the stables strong in their flared nostrils. A rain-sodden Oak Valley awaits the leaders. Investec-Songo-Specialized have done it. The highly charged stage one goes the way of Christoph Sauser and Jaroslav Kulhavy. Jubilation and relief. They know their advantage on the day is enough to take yellow. A rare smile from Kulhavy. It's a humdinger of a stage. The Bulls are next across the line, 50-odd seconds later.
What a hard-fought battle over the last 113 kilometers. Please welcome.
Multivan Merida still in good spirits, showing their camaraderie, take the last step on the podium and third overall too.
Incredible.
Delighted, RECM Specialized take victory on stage one. Kleinhans' small mishap on Grootlandberg is all but forgotten. Another one under the belt for the Swiss-Danish team. Sauser and Kulhavy back in yellow, a 30-second stage win for the Swiss legend.
It's always a big relief having the jersey being in the lead, but you know, it's just for one day you borrowed it. And tomorrow it starts new again. Obviously physically and mentally we've been by far the best today. And I think we can maintain it, but there's always a big question mark every day. But yeah, it will be definitely more comfortable to wake up tomorrow than today.
Yeah, the pace was very high, and I was so surprised that so many guys were there. But because I was also on the limit, and yeah, but finishing now with 50 seconds behind. Specialized, it's quite okay.
Overall, 2 from 2. Ariane, Kleinhans and Langvad.
Yeah, I think we're very confident with the shape that we have, we really have the legs to continue like we did today. I trust our form, but the Cape Epic is very long still. It's still very tight. Also us, we're getting tired, so any moment the concentration can go down and then something can happen. So we just really have to stay focused for the next few days.
After a slightly disappointing prologue, Sauser and Kulhavy showing their true colours when it counts. The Bulls will be satisfied. A fine day out for Robyn and Kombrug as they chase the Absa Africa jersey leaders USN. In the Sasol women's race, RECM-Specialized picking up where they left off on Table Mountain. De Groot and Stenerhag, weary of Sus and Pirard. Dalia Flesch and Sturneman compromised on stage 1 due to the German stomach problems. A second stage win for Hasselbacher and Sommer in the mixed. Brenchens and Azevedo turn the tables in the Didata Masters, and Bucher and Zorbech in command of the Grandmasters again. 45 seconds separates Investec-Songo-Specialized and Team Bulls after 2 days. Hamida and Van Hoots, true to their pre-race talks, stalking the GC contenders. Kleinhans and Langvad have a firm grip on the Sasol women's race already. The battle for the minor placings intense. Sasol Racing's De Villiers and Stefkova operating efficiently after only teaming up a week ago. The Austrian Alliance have a handy lead in the mix. Sim and Fitzenmeyer will be looking to close down the advantage of Brenchens and Azevedo in the Didata Masters. Bucher and Zorbech well clear in the Grandmasters. There are a few nasty early climbs to negotiate on stage 2, most notably Nieuweberg with gradients of 25%. The course then weaves over the hills above Grabo and onto the single-track heaven. There'll have plenty of support of the Paul Kluber Amphitheatre with its unique bridges and North Shore-type elevated sections.